Hi guys, welcome to a new type of video, I think, for this channel anyway. So this video series I'm super excited about was kind of inspired by Wanted, if you don't know her, Carolyn, I'm sure you do, on YouTube, her reviews of Produce X 101. And I thought I'd do my own little twist on it with a show that I have become obsessed with recently. So this is going to be a little watch, review, react about the latest season of Heartsignal. Hopefully you're still here and still watching. If you don't know what Heartsignal is, let me bring you into my world. I am so obsessed with the show. It has, the Korean version of the show has 3 seasons now, and I think the Chinese version has 2. And I became obsessed with the show because I was looking for a show to watch on Viki, which is where I watch all of my K-dramas. And it is actually not a K-drama, it is a reality show where they put 8 singles in a home and you get to watch them like date and like interact. And every night these singles can send one anonymous text to another person, but they can't reveal who it is and you can't directly confess to someone, and the show is all about them falling in love and determining what their heart signals are and who they're going to choose at the end of the show. And at the end of the show they just like call the other person and be like, hey, let's hang out, basically. And they kind of like become a couple at the end. Like there's like a panel of celebrities who like watch the show as well and like comment on what's going on, so it's kind of like this group thing of us all watching these. It's kind of creepy, but don't worry about that. It's all of us like kind of watching these people kind of get together and who's gonna couple up with who based on how they act with each other, and it's really interesting. And they have a psychologist on the panel and he kind of gives you like a professional insight on like why people act the way they do, but it's super fun. It's so exciting, so hopefully you guys will watch the show as well and watch it with me, and we can, you know, like comment and what we think about each couple and like who's gonna get together and who likes who, because it is about to start. It is about to go down. So if you couldn't guess by now, this video is going to contain spoilers. If you haven't watched the first episode and you want to, be sure to watch that first before watching this. So yeah, let's get into the video, I guess. So first things first, we have a new group of celebrity panelist people, and this season we have Yoon Shi-yoon, who's this gorgeous man. The show that I found out about him from is Psychopath Diary, which is a drama that I'm currently watching. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm watching it right now and it's really good. So if you've never seen it, you should also watch that. And also P.O. from Block B, but I'm very excited about P.O. and Yoon Shi-yoon, so yes, I love Block B, also love Yoon Shi-yoon, if you haven't guessed.
Yoon Shi-yoon is so cute. Oh, Yoon Shi-yoon is literally the love of my life. Yoon Shi-yoon is literally so cute.
Another thing that is new this season that they haven't done before is all of the people who are going to be in the house all had like a secret social media, like Instagram, where they could post pictures, and like the other members of the house would like vote who they are most intrigued by their social media.
Oh, they all have their ats are animals. The polar bear got all the votes.
But we don't know who that is yet, so hopefully we'll find that out. And so then we get into the actual episode and all of the people arriving at the house, and the first guy who arrives is Inu.
Oh, a man. Okay, I'm excited. Oh, who are you? He's cute. He's got a good jawline. And what are those cheekbones? He's got good cheekbones.
And I don't know how to feel about Inu. He's kind of aggressive, and as you'll see later in the episode, he kind of like definitely picks one girl and like goes for her. And the next guy is Lee-dong, and he is definitely my favorite. He is my #1 right now.
Ooh, tattoos on the hands. He might be a fave. He might be a fave. Okay, this guy might be my favorite. He's my favorite. He's my favorite.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the tattoos. Also, he's really shy and like he bites his lip a lot in the episode. It's really cute. And then the next person is a girl. It is Gan. She's really cute. She's my favorite girl currently. she's kind of awkward, but I think she's like, as you watch the episode, you can see her kind of like leaning towards Inu a little bit, but he's so focused on this other girl that I don't think she's gonna be able to get in that mess. And the next guy that walks in is Hangul, and he's kind of cute. I think he's my second running. I don't know how I feel about him yet. He's really quiet, and I think he has like a little plan going on up in his head. I don't know. And then, but one thing that happened was Galan actually like knew the smell of the cologne he was wearing.
혹시 크릿 향수 쓰세요?
네, 맞아요.
아는 향이라서 그렇고.
Which I think definitely could mean that they kind of like might get together in the end. Like, you don't want to be with a person you don't like the cologne that they wear. And the next person who walks in is Minjae, and she is super cute as well. I mean, everyone on the show is cute, and everyone signs up for her. But the important thing to watch for, and I've learned this from previous seasons because the psychologist guy always talks about it, is the double glance. So if a guy looks at a girl, he'll like look at her, look to the side, and then look back really quickly, and that second glance indicates interest. And Huidong bites his lip a lot, so I don't think the lip biting is the indicator. I think he's just nervous. And then the last girl walks in, and her name is Jihyun. And I don't know what it is about the last girl, but last season, the last girl who walked in stole everybody's hearts pretty much the whole season. So I think that's gonna happen again this season. All the guys are doing like double glances at her, and we're like super excited. And then everyone's there, and now they know all their options. And I think Jihyun is pretty much everyone's option at this point. But Gahan is gonna pull through. I know she is. She's a queen, basically. So then the next thing that happens is they all go look at all their rooms in the house. It is a different house from last season. It's brand new. And the boys and girls room are right across from each other, which is pretty interesting. And I think the boys are living in separate rooms, or the girls are all together. And then the cooking begins. Now, if you've never watched Heartsignal before, the cooking, anytime they're cooking, is a very, very important part. Like on the first cooking on the first night, magical things happen. I can't explain it. The only person who said they could cook was Jihyun. And poor Jihyun has decided she's going to cook now. This is where it starts to heat up. Hangul is putting on his apron along with Jihyun like putting up her hair, getting ready to cook. But everyone's standing in the kitchen. But Jihyun and Hangul are both like visibly getting ready to cook. And then Inu is kind of like still in the kitchen, and Hangul's like, you can go upstairs and unpack if you want to. Like basically like get out so I can be alone with her. And Inu basically blatantly ignores what Hangul said and continues about his way cooking with Jihyun. It's like the most direct thing that's ever happened on the first episode and like any season I've seen. Like he blatantly is just like, okay. And then he continues cooking. But the whole thing is that Inu's like, oh yeah, I'll just do the dishes. But then the minute he decided he likes Jihyun, he's gonna go into the kitchen and cook with Jihyun no matter what. And Hangul is like visibly annoyed by this. In Heartsignal, they don't reveal the ages or the occupations of any of the residents until the second episode. And so I have a sneaking suspicion Hangul does something with cooking. He like marinates the whole steak like by himself without like any acknowledgement from anyone. He's just like sitting there, just marinating it, just, you know, just doing his thing. Cause like, well, I guess I can't talk to Jihyun because Inu's in the way. Poor Huidong, the whole time he's just standing there doing the dishes. This man is just standing there the whole time, just doing the dishes. And I'm like, you're supposed to like interact with people. And this is the part of the episode where you get like the sneaking suspicion that Jihyun is gonna be the one who gets all the votes, because all three men are in the kitchen with her. We have Inu, who's like right next to her, like doing all the little things. He's like chatting with her and like right next to her. And then you have Hangul, who's like doing a lot of work, but like just silently, like not really saying anything, with his little apron on. And then you have Weedong, who is just doing the dishes the whole time. So they're all in the kitchen. They all want to be around Jihyun. And I feel really bad for the other two girls. But this is usually what happens every first episode before everyone gets to know each other. And then this magical occurrence happens where Inu cuts his finger. This is actually like a really big thing that happens in this episode, is he cuts his finger, and he's standing there like, oh, I'm bleeding, like give me attention, I'm bleeding. And the one person who has a band-aid is, guess who? Our Lady of the Evening, Jihyun. She has a band-aid in her purse. This is the moment where we feel bad for Hangul because Inu is yet again getting all the attention. Not that Inu doesn't deserve the attention, but he's kind of been hogging Jihyun all night. The next big thing that happens is Jihyun is like, why doesn't somebody go get some wine and some cake?
Yes, get some cake and wine, girl. What the heck?
And now I'm starting to like Jihyun. Then Hangul goes, why don't we go get it? Talking to my girl, Gahyun. It's kind of obvious in this episode that Gahyun is like secretly watching Inu like the entire time. And I think she kind of has a crush on him, but he's too focused on Jihyun to notice. And then when Hangul kind of like pulls her out, it's kind of, they have like this connection in the car because they're both feeling like super awkward. Like Hangul kind of likes Jihyun and Gun kind of likes Inu. Like both of the people that they're interested, their time is being taken up by another person, each other's person, if that makes sense. And then their connection gets furthered because when they go and they're shopping for the cake and they're shopping for the wine, mentions Maple Story, which is a video game. And Hangul's like, you play video games? Like, you know video games? And so they kind of have like this thing going on. They have a common interest. And so I can see how things are kind of moving along to get them closer together. What also makes me think that Hangul's a chef is he knew about wine. Like he knew how to pick out the right wine. He's like, oh, this is too bitter for what we're eating. Or like, oh, this is sweet. Like we can pick this. He's got something hidden under his sleeve. And then when they get back to the house, when Hangul and Dan get back to the house, and it's already cooked the steak that Hangul marinated. And he basically takes the credit for it, which I was like, that's rude. But even after they sit down for dinner, Gun is still looking at Inu, and I don't think that Hangul has like taken her heart yet. But it might happen. We'll talk about it. Now, at the dinner table is also a very important part. You can see kind of who people are looking at and who people are interacting and what's going on. And basically, Inu is talking a lot. And Hangul is not talking very much. And I think Hangul the whole time is watching the interaction between Jihyun and Inu the whole time and kind of realizing they've got something going on. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to break that. And poor Weedong is just like sitting on the end of the table, just like not really interacting with anyone. And I really, really want something good to happen for him. Like usually the ones who are slow at the start like just take your heart by the end, honestly. And this is the part where Inu and Hangul still have a kind of a little fight at the dinner table. Hangul is like, oh yeah, I picked out the wine, blah blah blah. And then Inu's like, well yeah, I know wine too, basically. And they're kind of like going head to head. I feel like the fight for Jihyun is not completely over in this episode. And then the house people are kind of like, they discuss before they have to text a person who they're kind of feeling in the house. Gahyun says that all three guys are kind of like above her standard, and she's like, I guess I have low standards. Minjae's like, yes, there's someone who is my type here. Jihyun is like, yeah, there's someone who's close. The guys are discussing, and Inu's like, yeah, I definitely know who I'm gonna text. And the other two are kind of like not as sure. And then the clock strikes midnight and they have to text someone. And this is a pretty thrilling part of Heartsignal where the celebrity panelists decide who they think each house member is gonna text. And for this video, before I knew the results, I guessed who I thought everyone was gonna text, just like the celebrities. But I'm gonna say Inu is definitely gonna be texting Jihyun for sure. But then the other two are the ones that I've like had no idea about, because I feel like Hangul wanted Jihyun, but then also Gahan is kind of in his mind. And if I was Widong, I wouldn't text Jihyun, but I feel like he's gonna text her. Let's just draw that line. Let's just say, let's go all for Park Jihyun, because you know, why not? And that happened, I think, both seasons in a row, so why not expect her? Because like Widong, I think she would be, because the other two didn't get anything, you know? So I think they're all doing Park Jihyun. I think Jihyun is definitely gonna text Inu. She's definitely texting that man. I think Gahan, see, because I don't know, because she had a crush on him, but she talked with Hangul. Maybe let's just go wild and say Minjae is gonna text Widong and Gahan is gonna text Hangul. And it's probably wrong, but this is my pre-guess. Basically, because I don't know. I think, but I'm gonna change it like after they do all their talking and stuff, because they'll give me some reasons, okay? For the girls, I have really had no idea. I was so confused. But for the guys, I assumed that they were all going to text Jihyun. And they also guessed that all the guys were going to pick Jihyun. And they guessed that Jihyun was going to pick Inu. They guessed that Gahan was going to pick Inu as well. And they picked that Minjae was going to pick Hangul. And I completely forgot that Minjae said that Hangul looks like an idol. Like, I completely forgot that. And I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. She's like definitely gonna pick him. So I wish I would have changed that. But everything else, I was kind of like, whatever. But I was like, yeah. And then they revealed who everyone was going to pick. Everything was going good. Pretty much following along with what the cast thought that everyone's going to pick. And then there was the big shocker at the end, which you can see my reaction to.
Oh. Are they not gonna reveal it? What?
Freaking Hangul picked God, but I like kind of low-key want them to be together, so I'm like kind of excited. And I hope that Hangul gives up on Jihyun, because Inu is like way too aggressive on Jihyun. Like, he wants Jihyun, he's going for Jihyun, so Hangul just like needs to give her up. Also, they don't know everyone's personalities yet, and like Inu could completely change his mind. We don't know yet. But yeah, I'm super excited for next week's episode, because that is the episode where they reveal the jobs and ages. And trust me when I say that ages matter. Ages matter so much, especially in Korea. Coming from watching the previous seasons, anytime a guy is revealed to be younger than a girl, the girl almost instantly loses interest. Like, it happens like almost every single time. Or if there's like a huge age gap between the guy and the girl, they almost like just drift apart. They're like, you're too old, you're too young. But I'm not sure. Based on the previews, I think Hangul might not give up on Jihyun yet. He had a pretty big connection with Gahan though when they went to go pick up the cake, so I think that's why he texted her. Widong is kind of shy, He's really shy. He spent the whole night doing the dishes, but something that the panelists pointed out was that he was right by her side pretty much the whole time, because it's less intense to be across from someone that you like, and it's better to be next to someone that you like. So that's kind of him showing that he's like interested in her, even though he never really spoke to her. Minjae, I'm not sure about her yet. She wasn't really in this episode too much, other than her saying that Hangul looked like an idol. So I'm interested to see where she goes. Gun, I think she does have a crush on Inu. I think she thinks he's really cute, and she might not see Hangul as like a potential crush in the house until later, or until Hangul decides that he likes Gan, if he does. And Jihyun, I think she's gonna play the field a little bit. She did say that there was one guy that matched her type, but her getting 2 texts is probably gonna lead to her being pretty confident for the rest of the season. So, Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I plan on having these up every week discussing each week's episode, and I am super excited to see what happens in the Signal House. I had a bunch of questions after watching the first episode, and I can't wait to see where this season goes. So far, it's been super fun, and I am pumped. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can click the notification bell if you want to see more of these videos. See ya! Signal.